Please don't forget subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified of new daily videos.
I was volunteering at our local community library's annual Young Inventors Workshop. My job was to help manage the different stations and ensure everyone had a good time. We had two main areas: a junior engineer's table for ages 5-9 with simpler building blocks and circuit boards, and the Robotics Lab for ages 10-14, featuring more complex programmable kits. The age groups were clearly marked, both online during registration and with signs at the event itself. I loved seeing the kids' faces light up as they created things. Around mid-morning, a woman, Trisha, strode in, dragging a visibly bored boy, who I assumed was her son, Kane, by the hand. He looked about 7, maybe 8 tops. Trisha immediately marched past the junior engineer's table and straight to the Robotics Lab, where a dozen preteens were engrossed in coding their mini-bots. "Excuse me," she announced, cutting me off as I was helping a girl troubleshoot a motor. "My son, Kane, needs one of those advanced kits." She pointed imperiously at a robot arm. I smiled politely. "Welcome. If you're here for the Robotics Lab, it's for ages 10-14. For younger inventors, we have the Junior Engineers Station over there with some fantastic creative challenges." I gestured to the other side of the room. Trisha scoffed. "Oh no, you misunderstand. Kane is advanced. He's only 7, but he's practically a prodigy. He gets bored with creative challenges. He needs stimulating work like this." She patted the table, startling one of the older kids. "I understand he's very bright, Trisha," I said, trying to keep my voice even. "But the robotics lab kits are quite complex and require a certain level of dexterity and problem-solving skills typically found in older children. The age limits are in place to ensure all participants have an appropriate and safe experience." Trisha's eyes narrowed. "Are you implying my son isn't capable? Are you discriminating against my gifted child because of his age? That sounds like pure prejudice to me." Her voice was starting to rise, attracting attention. Kane, meanwhile, had wandered off to poke at a display of books. "Not at all," I replied, feeling my patience fraying. "It's about providing the right level of engagement. These kits involve small parts and intricate programming. It's simply not suitable for a child of 7, regardless of how bright they are. The junior engineer's kits are specifically designed for his age group." "This is ridiculous," she huffed, crossing her arms. "I registered him for this workshop, not some toddler playpen. You will give him a robotics kit, or I will speak to your manager. This is utterly unacceptable service." "Trisha, the registration clearly states the age requirements for each section," I explained, pointing to a large printed sign. "You must have selected the general Young Inventors Workshop registration, not specifically the Robotics Lab. We have different age-appropriate activities." "I don't care what some little sign says," she practically yelled. "My son wants to build a robot, and you are denying him that opportunity. What kind of community service is this? You're ruining his potential." At this point, a security guard, Officer Shields, who usually just patrolled the entrance, had drifted over, drawn by Trisha's increasingly loud complaints. "Is there a problem here, ma'am?" Officer Shields asked calmly. Trisha immediately pivoted, adopting a simpering tone. "Officer, thank goodness. This young man," she gestured dramatically at me, "is refusing to let my brilliant son participate in the appropriate activity. He's discriminating against him, saying he's too young for the advanced robotics, even though he's a genius." Officer Shields listened patiently, then turned to me. "Sir, can you explain what's happening?" I quickly explained the age divisions, the purpose of each station, and Trisha's demand. I showed him the signs and pointed out the various complexity levels of the kits. Officer Shields nodded slowly. He then turned back to Trisha. "Ma'am, it sounds like Mr. Dillon here is following the established rules for the event. The robotics lab is clearly marked for older children. There's no discrimination. It's about safety and appropriateness for the activity. Your son is welcome at the Junior Engineers Station." Trisha's face contorted. "But he's bored over there. He needs more." "With all due respect, ma'am," Officer Shields said, his voice firm, This is a public library event with specific guidelines. If you choose not to let your son participate in the age-appropriate activity, that's your prerogative, but Mr. Dillon is not obligated to break the rules for you. You're disrupting the other children. Trisha glared, first at Officer Shields, then at me. Her mouth opened as if to unleash another tirade, but she seemed to realize it was futile. She grabbed Kane, who was now trying to hide behind a bookshelf, and stomped out of the workshop, muttering something about incompetent volunteers and ruined afternoons. The other kids, who had been watching with wide eyes, quickly went back to their robots, and I let out a sigh of relief. Honestly, the audacity never ceases to amaze me. Some parents really think the world revolves around their special child.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to like it. And please do subscribe to support the channel.